there was this moment the other day where this White House aide made what was called a joke about John McCain, right, in this meeting. Oh, well, he's dying anyway. And it was referred to as a joke.
Right.
And all the coverage has been she was joking. And I guess I thought to myself, whoa, when did we redefine joke?
Yes.
Like, where does that come from? I almost feel like maybe, I don't know, comedians need to step in and say, hold up, that wasn't a funny.
Well, here's the thing, though, context. That's what I struggle with a lot of the stuff that gets leaked out of the White House. And generally speaking, I try not to cover on the show because as a comedian, I understand that context is what defines every single piece of information that human beings share. Myself and you as Brian, when we hang out together, if you walk into a room, you could say something to me that if heard by somebody else, they would take the wrong way because they don't understand the context. They don't know that I've met you a bunch of times. They don't know that you know me in a certain way. So that context changes how we communicate as human beings.
Right.
And I'm very wary of how information gets leaked without context. So the line said about John McCain could be a joke. And it could be a joke that people laughed at. Now, if one person is in that room and they want to use that piece of information to harm the administration, they will use it. But I understand how it could be a joke. Now, is it a joke in poor taste? Yes. That's something I don't disagree with. I don't go like, oh, yeah, that was a quality joke. I'm not saying that. But a joke can cut both ways. And so what I've learned...
It's actually a pretty generous assessment of the situation.
Right, but I can see how somebody would say that in a room, and I can see how they would think that would be funny, and I can see how one of their friends would laugh at it. I think many times we joke about things with our friends and people close to us that if leaked out to the public, nobody would find funny. And so I'm very careful to condemn private jokes and conversations that people have and are not broadcast. Now, if that person said that joke on TV, I would treat it very differently. But when people go, somebody heard that somebody said this in a conversation, I worry because then I go, how far are we going to move into a world where every single thought and idea and joke that people privately share is then spread out to the world? Because as Brian, I assume there are things that you wouldn't say to the public that you would say to your closest friends. And I think that's what separates good people generally from bad people, is you understand the context of what you are doing.
It's really interesting because, of course, the result of that joke that was leaked out, hours and hours of cable news coverage.
Right.